Hey Brandon, Mark, this is Courtney, and in this video I'm going to walk you through 3 things that you guys can do or have me do to help improve your online presence and getting more people to find you guys online. And the reason why I'm doing this is because business owners are just way too busy running their business. So they don't really have the time to figure out all the internet stuff with these types of things. And honestly, a lot of business owners just don't know who's an expert when it comes to this kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you 3 things you guys can actually use or have me do, which are content, citations, and backlinks. And if you are interested and want to learn more right afterwards, just please reach back out to me about that. Regardless, though, I just love to hear your take on this. Okay, so. All right, first thing I like to go over is your website content. I did bring up both of these as I said I was going to do an audit for both of these. First thing I like to go over is your website content. And with your website content, you want to make sure you have enough words on it, right? And I know that sounds simple, but let me explain. So when Google search for what you do, when people search for what you do, Google has to figure out which business to show them. And one way it does this is by reading what's on your homepage. If there's not too much to go on, then Google's not going to be sure what your business is about. So right now your site is sitting at, this one is sitting at 570, and then a lovable one is sitting at about 563 words. And for Google, I'll get into what the recommended sweet spot is for how much content to have on a homepage. But I went ahead and I did the same thing for a few of your competitors in the Chicago area. So first one we got is Dynamic. And these guys are sitting at 891 words of content. And then, there we go. And then Illinois 3PL Directory. These guys are sitting at a little over about 6,000 words of content. And then Access Warehouse is sitting at about 665, right? So with this content, you want to have what are known as keywords. And as we spoke about this earlier, keywords, they're words or phrases that people search up each day to help resolve their issues and concerns. And you could easily miss out on potential new buyers by not having these keywords placed on your website and by not having them placed properly. Okay. And so just to give you an idea, so everything that you see highlighted, this is what Google takes a look at when they scan through your site. So everything, including your images, your icons, your logos, all those things are what Google looks at. So you want to make sure anything you have on here they also have the proper keywords. So I'm just going to give you an example. So saving that one. So this one right here does not have the correct keyword embedded into it. All right. Right. And then before we go on, so the sweet spot for how much content to have on your website is 1,500 words, at least 1,500 words. It's just studies have shown that's what Google prefers for businesses. That gives them a lot to work with in that case. But you don't just want to have content; you want to have, keywords within that content. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to move on to Ahrefs. This is a tool that essentially gives me behind the scenes details on things that Google looks at when it comes to ranking a site. I just came over here just to look at a couple of things, one of them being keywords. And I ran a quick audit of you and the same top competitors in your area just to give you guys an idea. And as you can see right now, your site currently isn't bringing any traffic. You guys aren't currently working for any keywords at the moment. Now, another thing to keep in mind is you guys are still also a couple months in. Probably should still have some keywords in there, though. I remember you saying that you guys were getting a couple hundred people visiting your site. I'm curious to actually know where the 200 is coming from. So this is what the keywords are for that site, and then your lovable site is also similar. So this one's also not bringing any traffic for you guys as well. So taking a look at your competitors, just to give you guys an idea. So these guys are currently ranking for 130 keywords right now. And let's see, we're just going to take a look and see what some examples of those keywords are. And I know we covered a little bit of this earlier today. Let's see. All right, so here are some examples of some keywords. Now these are example of national keywords. So this is an example of national. This one right here is a perfect example for you guys, because since you're in Chicago, so this will be a good example of a keyword you would want to have on your website, because these are what people are exactly searching up. Okay, and then just to give you an idea, so 150 people are searching up this keyword each month, and then out of that 150, this business is getting 25 of those, right? So there's 25 of those. So just imagine, you guys properly placing these keywords on your website, and you getting like a small portion of that, So that's just to kind of give you something. Just gonna go to doing the same thing. These guys aren't really ranking for that's not right. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I think I put in the wrong link. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay. Okay, that's a huge difference. So these guys are ranking for currently over 2,000. These guys are also more national too, but their Illinois page, they did have a separate Illinois page. That one wasn't really doing much in terms of keywords, but they are placed in second, and I'll actually explain to you why that may be the case. So let's just go take a look at the last one, Access Warehouse. These guys are ranking for 161 keywords, right? And just taking a look at what some of their keywords are. Access. Oh, and one thing that I wanted to bring up to you guys is that, so keywords with your business name, those are okay, obviously for branding purposes and just getting your name out there. But it's not something you want to rely solely on, only because not everybody knows your business name, and you want to be able to attract new people. So in order for you to attract new people, you have to be more reliant on the keywords that are geared towards them. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a keyword example. Up here, this is an example of a keyword. I press it in, and then we're just going to go through the entire page. And this is going to go into the second thing I like to discuss. Right here is getting your name listed, your business name listed in multiple places. And what do I mean by that? So it's actually related to this section right here. This is called the map pack. This is basically where your business's name, address, and phone number are listed. And this is actually what your Google business profile is. So this is where your business profile would show up. It shows up in this area right here. And the thing is, you want to be in these top 3 results. And the reason why is because this is where people click, and this is where people tend to, people do not click on more businesses. So the higher you are, the more clicks you get. And in order to get up there, your business has to be listed on hundreds of different directories. So places like BBB, here's a picture to help. So BBB, Yelp, City Star, Facebook, and so many more. And the goal is you want to have more than your competitors, because the more you have, the more trust you gain from Google, and they will see that and start to push you above them in the map pack. Okay, and so this is where you guys will start to see your business profile showing up, right? And then let's see, is there anything else? So I think that's all for this section right here. And oh, right. So how you actually go about getting those directories. So there are tools out there that help us, that actually show us what directories your competition is listed on. And then we go get those exact same citations, citations for you guys, and that's actually what it's called. They're called citations. And the thing is, though, you don't just want to match them, because then they would quickly, overtop you guys. So we want to get what they got, and then double that, you know, so add 50 to 100 more than your competitors, because we want it to take a long time for them to catch up. Right, so going into the last thing I like to go over, and that is getting other sites to link back to you guys. And the same thing with this is you want to be in the top 3 results. And again, the higher you are, the more clicks you get. And this one's a little bit, is a tad bit different. So how you actually get up into this section is one of the ways is by authority. And how do you get authority? And authorities lead back down to backlinks. And a backlink is when one website links to another website, like online. And think of it like this. So if a local news site or community blog mentions your business and links to your website, that's them saying that to Google that, hey, these guys are legit. So that's basically them passing power onto you, and Google sees that and will give you a boost. Now, not all backlinks are created equal, you know, so because of the type of business and service that you guys do, you want to get backlinks that are relevant to that. You don't want to be having a backlink from, say, you know, a Pizza Hut, right? Because you guys don't sell pizza. So you want to make sure the backlinks are relevant to what you're doing, because you want it to make sense, right? And so going back over here to, there we go, to Ahrefs, which is a tool that is really, really good for taking a look at backlinks. And we're just coming over here to take a look at what your competitors' backlinks are. You guys are currently ranking for, you guys have 13 at the moment. And then going to take a look at what your competitors' backlinks are. These guys are sitting at a little close to 3K backlinks. These guys are also close to 3K backlinks. And then these guys are 138 backlinks. This is one that they're going at. And how, now you're like wondering, well, how do I go about getting those backlinks? And it's kind of similar to citations in that, you know, with tools like Ahrefs, they allow us to see all of the backlinks that your competitors have. So that will allow us to go and get those exact same backlinks for you guys. So that's kind of how that would work. All right, and that is the end of this video. So just to recap, we went over content. You want to get over around 1,500 words on your home page. This makes it easy for Google and people to understand your business. You want 2 citations. You want to get your business name, address, and phone number listed on 200 to 300 sites. This will beat out your competition by a long shot. And backlinks. You want to get other relevant sites pointing to you guys to show Google you are the authority. Do these 3 things and you're going to be way ahead of your competition. Now the video is over with. Now what you guys can do is you can take this information and you can do this yourself. I'm totally cool with that. However, if you guys don't want to do that, which I believe you told me earlier, then you know, we can get together and talk more about a game plan of what we can actually do, right? So just give me a call or text back at 218-517-5513. Either way, I really hope this helped you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye.